the Nigerian Communications Commission, the Universal Service Provision Fund, National Information Technology Development Agency, Nigerian Communications Satellite Limited, Galaxy Backbone, and the Nigerian Postal Service, under the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, have continued to implement people-oriented projects to advance the digital economic agenda of President Muhammad Buhari. Their commitment in this direction was once again demonstrated during the virtual commissioning of 11 new information communication technology projects implemented by the agency under the Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy by the Minister Dr. Ali Ibrahim Pantami in Abuja at the Digital Economic Complex on Tuesday, August 11, 2020. The projects, which were commissioned virtually across the country by the minister, includes the Emergency Communication Center in Ilorin, Kwara State, and Calabar, Cross River. Other project commissions include e-health data sharing center, Medical College, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi, and virtual examination center, University of Maiduguri, Borno State, all implemented by the Nigerian Communications Commission. Speaking at the commissioning, Dr. Ali Pantami, who noted that over 500 projects have been executed by the agency under the ministry in the past 5 years, said the projects are connected to the tripartite agenda of the president, focusing on enhancing national security, diversification of the economy, and curbing corruption.
Before being appointed as a minister, through the digital sector, we executed over 500 projects that have not been commissioned. And because of this, now we say, okay, let us start commissioning some projects, at least what we have done within this year. Secondly, the credit for all these achievements should not just come to the minister or the PAMSEC or the heads of the parastatals. Most importantly, the credit is for our boss, President Muhammad Buhari. This is very important. I have not appointed myself, and nobody has appointed himself in the position he finds himself occupying. We did not contest any election. President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, contested election and he won. In the course of establishing and constituting his own cabinet, he nominated our names. And at the same time, we recommended some names and he approved. So it is because of this, let us remind ourselves that this achievement, number one, should go to the President of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari, because we are all his appointees. And I think this is very important, because most of them commenting are only appreciating the minister and the heads of parastatals, which I think is wrong. Firstly, they must appreciate President Muhammad Buhari, because without him being nominating us, definitely I will not be here. So it is because of this, the mandate we are executing is his own mandate. So because of this, when reporting, we should always bear in our mind that the number one personality to be commended for this achievement is the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammad Buhari. If you so wish, then you can attach our names after his own name as part of the achievement. But we are only here to serve him. We are his advisors and aides. So what we have been doing, it is his own assignment. Secondly, if you look at the projects that are going to be commissioned today, you will see they are all related to the three agenda of the federal government of Nigeria. Number one is security. These emergency communication centers are part and parcel of NCA 2003 Act. We have one, for example, in Kwara, and our elder brother, the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, is here to represent the good people of Kwara State. And also the Honorable Minister of Interior, our elder brother, Ogbeni Raob Aregbeshula, the former governor of Osun State, is also here to represent his constituency as the minister in charge of the significant part of internal security. So this emergency communication center are centers that are going to be very important and relevant to his ministry, particularly the parastatals he supervises. If they make use of them, they will go a long way in making their work much, much easier for them. And that is why we are honored to have them here. Minister of Information representing the state, and Minister of Interior representing his ministry and their parastatals, and see how we can have a collaboration where all the emergency communication centers that are being established in Nigeria will be more useful to the ministry and their parastatals. And that is why he is also here. And so because of this, you will see emergency communication centers are to support security institutions. And secondly, the second agenda of our boss, President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, is economic development. If you look at the IT incubation centers that are being constructed all over the country, being championed by the National Information Technology Development Agency, will go a long way in promoting and supporting our economy, particularly economic diversification. And this is also very important. During this lockdown only, we, as the DG said, we discovered that instead of allowing our citizens at home just chatting online, backbiting, gossiping, rumor mongering, let us come up with another initiative that we can engage at least some responsible among them that can utilize their time during lockdown and build their capacity. We established some virtual institutions like digitalnigeria.gov.ng, where two virtual institutions, where we collaborated with IBM, Cisco, Huawei, Microsoft, where Nigerians were encouraged to enroll into the programs in the area of emerging technology, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, and many more. Within less than 60 days, more than 36,000 Nigerians have enrolled into the virtual institutions. As I'm talking to you, most of them earn their certification, which is based on skills. And this is part of economic diversification as well. And during this lockdown as well, through Presidential Task Force, we were able to secure exemption for e-commerce all over the country, because this is another area that is growing. So e-Nigeria was very useful during lockdown in most of our states. So this is the area of economic diversification. When you provide digital skills to your citizens, definitely you are diversifying the economy of that country. And this is what developed nations have been doing. And they have been, look at just within this lockdown, within only 24 hours, Jeffrey Bezos, the founder of Amazon.com, generated a profit of over 16 billion USD within 24 hours. The same with people like Bill Gates, like Mark Zuckerberg, and many more. This is all about digital skills. When we talk about diversifying our economy, we need to focus more on knowledge-based economy. At the forefront of knowledge-based economy today is the digital skills. Then thirdly, some of the projects related to e-governance will go a long way in fighting corruption. Because the more our activities are being digitalized, the less people interact physically. And as long as you reduce interaction physically, definitely that will reduce even corruption significantly. It is because of this we discovered that most of the activities and the projects to be commissioned today are related to the three agenda of our boss, Mr. President: security, economic diversification, and fighting corruption.
Pantami stated that the 11 projects are in sync with 11 of the 8 pillars of the country's national digital economic policy and strategy, unveiled by the president last year.
They are also related to our 8 pillars of digital economy in the country. If you look at these projects, when we match them, we discover that all of them are related to 7 out of the 8 pillars. Number 1 pillar is developmental regulation. Number 2 is digital skills. Number 3 is solid infrastructure. Number 4 is a service infrastructure. Number 5 is digital services. Number 6 is soft infrastructure. Number 7 is digital society and emerging technologies. Number 8 is indigenous content development and promotion. So these 11 projects are directly attached to the 7 pillars of our national digital economy for a digital Nigeria.
He thanked the president for being supportive of the ministry initiative towards addressing extant challenges of vandalism of telecom infrastructure, right-of-way issues, among others, in order to accelerate broadband penetration to 70% as envisaged by the National Broadband Plan.
Our boss, Mr. President, has been supporting the sector in so many ways. Some of the challenges that we recently resolved as a federal government policies had been lingering in the sector for over 13 years. But in less than a year, with the intervention of our boss, Mr. President, all these challenges had been addressed. Some of them 100%, some of them significantly, at least 80%. One of the issues is vandalization of our infrastructure, our telecom infrastructure or ICT infrastructure. The sector had been witnessing this vandalization. I wrote a letter to Mr. President complaining about that, and I had a privilege of meeting him on one-to-one to discuss the issue twice. Immediately, Mr. President directed NSA, who is in charge of critical national infrastructure, firstly, to categorize and accommodate our ICT infrastructure as part of critical national infrastructure. And secondly, to also direct security institutions all over the country to protect our infrastructure. This has never been done in the history of Nigeria. It is unprecedented. And this will go a long way in, one, improving the quality of service, secondly, reducing the cost of investment, and thirdly, will go a long way to bring down the price and cost of data. Secondly, the issue of right-of-way, which had been lingering for so many years, to the extent that some states were collecting up to 16,000 per linear meter. Through the intervention of Mr. President and his directives, we engaged Nigeria Governors Forum. We had a meeting with them. We deliberated on the issue, on the need of harmonizing the right-of-way. That price was brought down to 145 per linear meter. That is the maximum. Some states waive it completely. This achievement is also unprecedented. We had a virtual program on the television on NTA, and the chairman of Alton was saying, usually the money they spend on right-of-way is about 70% of their investment. But now with the intervention, in some states, the price was brought down to a less than 1%. We are using the opportunity to be grateful to the governor of Imo State for what he did on the issue of right-of-way, governor of Gombe State as well, governor of Kwara State as well, governor of Anambra State as well, governor of Ekiti State as well, governor of Nasarawa State as well, governor of Kaduna, Plateau, and many more. And this is something that is commendable. And this is one of the achievements of the government of President Muhammad Buhari that we are all serving.
The Executive Vice Chairman of NCC, Professor Umar Garba Dambata, reiterated the commitment of the Commission towards implementing policies and programs aimed at fast-tracking the advancement of digital economic vision of the federal government.
On behalf of the board of the Nigerian Communications Commission and management, a message of goodwill on fraternity to the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy and other distinguished guests seated here on the occasion of the commissioning of 11 projects by the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, 4 of which are projects executed by the Nigerian Communications Commission. Let me stress our commitment to add value, Honorable Minister, to the digital transformation journey that we're present, pursuing. This we can do by making sure we put in place, as I said earlier, enabling policies and institutions in order to accomplish reaching the destination, that we have in mind. So I would like to once more welcome you most sincerely, and thank you very much for listening.
The event was well attended by governors and ministers who were special guests, among whom were the governors of Imo, who was chairman of the occasion, governor of Gombe State, minister of Interior, minister for State for Education, minister for State for Mines and Power, as well as the staff of the ministry, board members, and heads of agency under the ministry.
On Wednesday, 21st August 2019, you were sworn in as the minister to oversee the Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy. Some of us who followed your activities as the DG National Information Technology Development Agency, we were convinced that you were going to lift the ministry from where they were to the next level. Knowing you as a thinker, a man that is full of ideas, and a man under whose leadership the National Information Technology Development Agency came up prominently to the fore. When the Minister for Information spoke, he did mention the various achievements of the present government in virtually every sector, but how most of these achievements have not been brought to the knowledge of the public and indeed the society. I believe that what you've done today is no mean feat. The people of Imo State and the government of Imo State, particularly under my watch, are very happy with NCC and Federal Ministry of Communication. Today, our security operation in Imo State that has over 150 patrol vehicles are making effective use of the Emergency Communication Center in Owerri. The number 112 is a toll-free number that makes it very easy for people who are distressed to make calls and receive attention. It has also helped in our effort to curtail the negative effects and impact of COVID-19 pandemic. You are a man of idea. It is my hope that you will expand your activities, market your achievements, because we represent also the political class. And we need to understand that you are not a hero until the society says so. So whatever we have achieved as a government under President Muhammad Buhari must be made known to our people and the society at large. I've seen your intervention not only in the education sector, also in the health sector. These are projects that are adding value, not only to the economy, but to day-to-day life of our people.
A very good afternoon to all of us. Let me first thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us the opportunity to address you on this auspicious occasion. But most profoundly, equally, I want to seize the opportunity to thank Mr. President for steering the way and for giving an effective and quality leadership that made us to actualize, these achievements that the ministry is celebrating today, especially the one that Honorable Minister took to my own school by way of giving back. And we appreciate equally the importance of this sector, education, which is being run by my good friend, Emeka Umwajioba. So far, I think we can say you have been doing so very well, wonderfully well, trying to bridge the gap and uplift our people with good quality contribution and cooperation from your colleagues in other ministries. We thank God for that. But I think if I don't seize the opportunity to share encomium of our own, the Honorable Minister, I may not be doing justice to myself. We thank God that He gave us you as our son, and we thank Him for giving you all that it takes to take this ministry to this level that it is today. And I have the belief that we are yet to reach the next level. For us, we know your capacity, we know your ability, and we know the courage and the doggedness that is inbuilt in you since from childhood that made Mr. President to identify you as one of those that can add value to this government. And we're so proud that you are doing so right now. A lot has been said on the benefits or advantages of ICT to humanity, particularly at this point that we are. One thing that has been overlooked, I think, is the contribution that we got, but not for the card reader, which is a product of ICT, this government would not have been in place. So we've been benefiting either directly or indirectly from the efforts you've been making, and I believe we shall do so until eternity. Because for the card reader, we were able to bring APC to power, and we have been able to sustain and progress the government with the achievements and contributions of ICT at this level. So I pray, I'll continue to pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you the guidance, more knowledge, perseverance, and the courage that it takes for you to take the risk, because the risk appetite too is very important. Some of those things that you see would have been buried in only ideas, but people have to commit in, with the belief that they will yield results. And I'm sure these noble investments that you put in, especially education and security, will really help us in boosting, the economy of Nigeria, the knowledge of Nigeria, and the security of Nigeria, which is all that it takes for us to advance as a people. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will continue to guide, protect you, and give you the courage and the resilience and determination to push this country forward.
To implement the digital economy in this country, which is in line with the President Muhammad Buhari agenda of economic diversification. So these projects are to help us implement the digital economy policy and strategy. And thank you for honoring our invitation, and we look forward to having more partnership with your state in terms of digital literacy and other digital economy projects. Thank you.
From the chairman as well as the host for this particular event. Mine is to maybe take us through a kind of a review of what is supposed to be the mandate of the ministries as we know. The ministries as well as the honorable ministers of these ministries. One is the issue of coming up with policies. The second one is to direct, so that the policies will be established and implemented, as well as also provide supervision to the implementing agencies. So what we are witnessing today in terms of achievement of the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy is actually trying to somehow actualize this particular mandate that has been given. In terms of the policy, in terms also of the directives that are supposed to be given now to the implementing agencies, as well as in terms of the supervision. So what we have seen today is that the Honorable Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, whom we always say or always refer to as the Digital Minister, has somehow worked on all these three components in making sure that he has now provided the right leadership and guidance to the parastatals under the ministry to go, and then also provided the right policy and then the directives as to how the policies are going to be implemented that made it possible for these projects to be realized. So, the Honorable Minister, we thank you so much for this focused leadership you have been providing to us, and we attest and also promise you today that we'll continue to give you all maximum support to see that you have realized now all the various visions you have for this particular country. Thank you very much.
We must thank President Buhari for allowing us to do what we are doing and do it better, because he encourages us and he advised us to do it in the best way possible. This wouldn't be possible if we didn't have a boss like him. So I thank him for the opportunity given my brother to do this and given all of us to contribute. This exercise of today English has failed me, but 11 projects in one dispensation at a go. It's unbelievable. Before now, we thought this cannot hold, but see, it's holding. We've commissioned 11 projects within 35 minutes or 1 hour, and we could see them streamed live. That's something that goes into the annals of history as a mirage.
As we are commending our president for providing all of us the platform to be who we are and demonstrate our capacity, following his vision in the service of the nation. I'm particularly delighted by the choice of an able, energetic, dynamic Minister of Communication and Digital Economy in the person of Pantami. And I'm not just trying to eulogize him, and I mean every word of the description I've used for him. I will elucidate in this form. What you saw displayed in Ilorin, which we didn't have much time to look at, the emergency call center, took me the whole of my first term to get done in Oshun. And I will explain. And I will explain because it's very important to me. I never knew I would be the Minister of Interior when I was pursuing it. I realized that you cannot manage security if citizens cannot alert security agents on time. Just forget it. And going by even the provision of mobile telecommunication without a uniform platform that an emergency center provides, you are chasing shadow. So I noticed that there was an abandoned emergency situation room or center in a section of the capital. And all efforts to get the then NCC, because it was an NCC project, to complete that project and operationalize it was just abortive. I couldn't get it done. So I therefore contacted the Nigerian Air Force to build a modern emergency center for me. It costs some money. And we commissioned it some 2.5 years after the initiation of the project. But the point I'm trying to make is this. To now know, I told the Minister of Information sitting by me that to me, probably because of my present assignment, the most important project commissioned here today is the emergency call center. And the reason is, to me, security, besides the fact that the Constitution makes it fundamental, is the fundamental responsibility of every government, and is the basis, actually, of governance. Because people surrender their liberty, people surrender their freedom, people surrender their being to a state, primarily and purposefully because of the assurance of security. So, security, therefore, is too key to be toyed with.
The Honorable Minister for showcasing what this particular ministry and this administration in particular has achieved. I found out that the single drawback this administration has is that the administration has done so well. Regrettably, we have been very shy to let the world know what we have done. I want to take this opportunity also to thank the governor of Imo State. I was with him in Addis Ababa with Mr. President, and the same issue came up, that this government has done so much either in agriculture or in water resources or in communication, but we need to push this narrative much more forcefully. And he offered, and I thank him, that he is going to support this advocacy in his own capacity as a governor. I thank you very much. And this is why I want to thank all my colleagues who have cooperated with me. About 2-3 months ago, I think I sent out a schedule to all ministers, making available all our platforms, NTA, FRCN, VON, News Agency of Nigeria, to please go to this platform and let Nigerians know how much this administration has touched the lives of every individual. And I'm glad that my colleagues have cooperated with me, and they are doing very well. I also went, like the Minister of Communications said, when I realized that a lot of our people also want to hear in our own languages, I also arranged for them to start with the Hausa, with the Hausa programs, and we're going to Yoruba, Igbo, and other languages, so that we can actually touch base with our constituency. And I think only this morning, I also sent out on our platform a message that Honorable Minister should please prepare, because in 10 days' time, we're going to be 1 year old as ministers, that we should get ready and prepare to give a stewardship of our service to Nigerians. So what we are doing today is actually a demonstration of the message we have been preaching, that we should not be distracted by what naysayers say. The best way to respond to criticisms is to let people see what we are doing.
As you have heard, almost everything that is being done here is in pursuance of our national development, for which we at the Ministry of Education anchor. There are 11 projects being executed here, and 7 of them are actually domiciled at tertiary institutions and educational facilities. It shows the complementary role which we play. And I'm always delighted to be at this facility, which was conceptualized and is being executed and used in the right way by this government from past governments. And each time I repeat that Dr. Isa Pantami, not just as a friend, but is actually at the top. Physically, this building bestrides Abuja in some colossal manner, in such a way that you can evidently pursue a panorama of everything that it does from up there. So he actually sits on top. But as you may have known, technology now sits atop everything. And with it, we intend that communication is made seamless. With it, we intend that education and learning and its outcomes and the processes of building any nation then becomes transformed. I think the partnership is well built and resourced properly, and we shall remain committed to it. We've come to pledge and be part of this. But you know that my governor is here, as well as my delightful governor from Gombe. You know, it seems that only 2 of us have brought our governors. I shall ensure that this partnership ensues. Thank you very much.
On behalf of our boss, Mr. President, President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, I therefore commission this TIKC in the Delta State University, and I pray to Almighty to make it beneficial to the students, staff, and the entire citizens of the country. Thank you very much. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, on behalf of our boss, Mr. President, President Muhammad Buhari, I therefore commission this project in Government Comprehensive Day Secondary School, Hassan Central, Gombe State, and I pray to Almighty to make it beneficial to staff, students, indigents of the state, and our citizens. Thank you very much. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, on behalf of our boss, President Muhammad Buhari, I therefore commission the eHealth Data Sharing Center, Medical College of Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi, and I pray to Almighty to make it beneficial to humanity. Thank you. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I therefore commission Information Technology Innovation and Incubation Park of University Ayagba, Kogi State, and I also pray to Almighty to make the center beneficial to staff, students, and the citizens of our country. Thank you. So, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, on behalf of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I therefore commission Information Technology Capacity Building Center of Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Imo State, and I pray to Almighty to make the center beneficial to humanity.